Hello and welcome back to Join Dota League Season number 5 here on HeflaTV 1. This is going to be Game 3 and the final game for the evening between Power Rangers and aSpera. Whoever wins this game is going to be on their track to the MLG Pro League in Season number 6, and whoever loses is going to be bumped down to the low bracket. I'm GrandisV, and again, I'm going to be joined by Mikelorus.
So I'm kind of torn right now. I want to see aSpera draft something like they did in the last game with the Nyx, Marana, Leshrac, but it didn't work at all. So I kind of want to see them like draft something that would have a higher chance of winning. I don't know which one I want more, but yeah, either way, I'm hoping for a good game because either they're going to get a closer game with more standard picks, or there's going to be a one-sided smash as one team picks up some weird stuff. And I'm down with either one.
Yeah, and I think I am too. aSpera's last game draft, as you already said, didn't really work out for them. Although it had a lot of potential, it kind of felt like Power Rangers were the ones in control. And, well, this time around, they might be sacrificing a little bit of that control as they pick up the sniper first.
So this is here that's going to be the target of many initiations. If aSpera were going to go for that draft that they really want to go for, in the last game, up against a sniper, it would be a much better way to do it than up against a Storm Spirit, but I doubt they're going to go for the same thing again. Batrider was banned out by aSpera. It's a hero that they would have loved to have right now, but looking towards... I was going to say that. I was going to say Storm Spirit Clockwork for aSpera, and they're going to grab the Storm as the first pick. It's a counter to the sniper, although it's a very easy to counter hero from the Power Rangers end as well.
But it's still perfectly reasonable and a decent way to start off the draft. They'll follow that up with the Vengeful Spirit, but I like this pick coming out from Power Rangers. It is going to offer them a good amount of control and burst damage up against this Storm, and you can't really ask for much more coming out from your supports. Although Lion is pretty susceptible to being killed off by the Storm Spirit once he gets his Orchid, if he's in a good position, a Hex or an Earth Spike, if he's trying to jump onto the Sniper, can completely bail him out.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to be avoiding a Storm Spirit every single time, but it's at the same time what you have to be doing whenever there's an enemy sniper on the field. You have to be going for him. And, BKB, let's say, on Storm Spirit is probably going to be picked up at one stage or another, depending on how fast of a start that he gets. In the last game, we saw Storm Spirit off to a very, very slow start, like one of the slowest. Hanamitis, Soul Booster, Bloodstone, it's another way to go. But for aSpera, they grab the Vengeful Spirit as well with that Storm Spirit. And maybe we'll see a return back to the Dazzle or Tusk from Game 1. And then they'll try to shut down the Sniper through other means, i.e. just going for early game aggression. And Sniper, in that regard, is not really great at it, especially when he doesn't have Shaker available to support him.
I, for one, really want to see the Slaughter. Even though it might not be the best pick, it was banned out in the first two games, so... I want these teams to know something that I don't, and it could be very entertaining to watch. Combos pretty well with the Sniper and Storm Spirit both.
Well, in Game 1, Power Rangers did ban it out towards aSpera, and aSpera banned it out versus Power Rangers. But in this game, it's not banned out just yet, and aSpera have the first pick after the second ban phase, and they have a Vengeful Spirit, and they already have a Storm Spirit. If ever there's a Slaughter game, this looks like it. It's another hero that can keep up and kill off the Sniper, and even if you are under-farmed as a Slaughter, just amplify the Sniper and let Storm Spirit do everything. Could also work very easily. So yeah, we've seen so much hate towards the Slaughter in the past two games that this should be the game where it should be picked up, if at all. And it's also a blue hero, so Vengeful Spirit, Storm, Slaughter, you get synergy.
I suppose so. If they're going to go for it, I'd like to see them pick up a Dazzle next in their first pick, and then follow that up with the Slaughter. But either way, it would be really interesting to see them play it. They're potentially considering that, and while there's still a lot of other heroes left inside the pool that they'll be thinking about in this next banning stage, Clockwork could be pretty nice for Power Rangers' side as well. Even though it's really good against the Sniper, it's also pretty good at buying some space for him.
Well, they're sitting on 1 minute left of time. It's going to be Dazzle to get the boot out. Another hero that teams do typically tend to pick up when they have a Sniper already on their side. Keeping the Sniper alive, as we always say, is so important, and that's not going to be the Slaughter yet. It's still possible. It's instead going to be the Mag, an offlane hero that, well, sometimes gets on top of the Sniper, but this is probably just going to be a pick to set up for more of their late game. Maybe a Phantom Assassin, a hero good against Sniper, and a hero that gets ridiculous when empowered.
Yeah. There comes a point where aSpera are going to have an absurd amount of bonus damage for whatever their carry of choice might be, and Phantom Assassin is a pretty likely candidate and a good candidate to benefit from both the Wave of Terror, Vengeance Aura, and the Empower from the Magnus. If you're able to clump everybody up with a decent RP, like 2 to 3 man, and then get a crit with the PA, it is redonkulous, especially if you're critting somebody like a Scarth Mage. Incredibly low base armor, and although Power Rangers bring a lot of damage to the table, their team is very susceptible to being killed off.
Yeah, they're all glass cannons at this point, and sometimes that's what you need when you're up against the Storm Spirit, Magnus, and we're assuming to be a Phantom Assassin. Glass cannons are exactly what you do not want. That being said, Scarth Mage, Lion, both very, very good heroes versus someone like Storm Spirit. You instantly get that quick disable off, whether it's the Seal, whether it's the Hex, and then Storm Spirit at that point is usually going to be free pickings because you do have so much damage. So for Power Rangers, they're very anti-Storm Spirit right now, and aSpera, they're very anti-Sniper. This is pretty standard stuff. Whenever you see a Sniper being picked up, the draft typically revolves around him, and we could see Power Rangers clearly trying to give the Sniper as much protection as they can, but aSpera's late game, unlike last game, is going to be almost uncontestable by Power Rangers. Phantom Assassin will farm up really fast, and she'll kill you all in like one hit. Like, I expect there to be, assuming no one gets completely shut down, very, very fast 4-digit crits, and Magnus might even want to get Empower over extra points and Skewer in this game.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. Power Rangers going to pick up the Beastmaster for them, and it's going to offer them a really solid way to start fights and a little bit more tank into their lineup. Roar into Mystic Flare is not to be underestimated when it comes to combinations, although maybe not as a long-range initiation as a Clockwork jump. It's still completely reasonable, and maybe it's going to help them keep tabs on aSpera's heroes enough to where they can keep the Sniper safe. When you have a Sniper on your team, the Hawk Vision is not something to be underestimated.
And also, it's a nice hero to have as a counter initiator versus the Phantom Assassin and the Magnus. Versus Storm Spirit, it might be a little bit harder to actually get close enough and get the roar off. If you do, great. You could get another stun on the Storm Spirit, and then he's probably dead. But versus the Phantom Assassin, who typically jumps in and then is committed fully, she will just get hit with the roar every single time. And although she may be doing 1,000 damage crits every single time she attacks, it doesn't help her much when she just can't attack. It's another hero that buys space for the Sniper through passive vision, through that disable. And versus maybe a Magnus, depending on how these lanes shake down, that lane isn't too terrible for the Beastmaster either.
Last ban coming out from aSpera is going to be a Wraith King. It would have been a safe lane farmer or something along those sorts for Power Rangers. Wouldn't have been a bad pick, but wasn't the thing that immediately comes to mind. But then again, there isn't really that hero. Power Rangers first four, although they're pretty frail, I'm not sure there's anything immediately that is going to tie up that weakness for them.
Yeah, I think for Power Rangers, I'd rather like to see aSpera, instead of banning out that Wraith King, ban out someone like an Anti-Mage. You're going, or Power Rangers would be going into a Storm Spirit. Anti-Mage versus Storm is pretty good. Beastmaster is going to go towards the off lane most of the time. Sniper towards mid most of the time. And Lion and Scarth Mage will offer AM quite a bit of protection. So that might be an open selection right now for Power Rangers. Very nice anti-Storm Spirit tech, one of the best. But for aSpera, they're going to get AA banned out from them. Still looking for one support. They have quite a bit of crowd control effects. They don't really need that many crowd control effects either. So the support is a free roll, and it's going to be an Omni. That's actually pretty sweet. I like this one.
Yeah, combos really nicely with the Phantom Assassin. Blink Strike onto somebody into Purification, giving that Phantom Assassin a free BKB with the Repel active, and no natural Diffusal carries coming out from Power Rangers. I think this is a pretty good Omni Knight game. Although Scarth Mage and Lion can roam very heavily and maybe punish this Omni Knight pickup, if it's just against a Beastmaster, Eventual Zero PA and Omni Knight lane is more than equipped to dealing with the Beastmaster.
Yeah, it is going to make it a pretty melee-heavy draft for aSpera. Even Storm Spirit typically tends to get into melee range, so the AoE of Power Rangers can get some situational extra value. But the only thing scarier than a Phantom Assassin with Empower is a Phantom Assassin with Empower that's magic immune and physical immune. You literally can't do nothing about it except for roar and try to ignore her, but good luck doing that. Their lanes aren't really going to suffer too much if it is going to be, in fact, PA Omni Venge versus that Beastmaster, since Beastmaster, even just versus PA and Venge, is not going to have a great time. So Omni Knight is going to have a very hands-off role there. Power Rangers might be a little bit more inclined to go for an offensive tri-lane because of this Omni Knight pickup. Phantom Assassin, Venge, Omni Knight is fine, but it's not really the best. And Scarth Lion is, I mean, those are some heavy-hitting supports. If they get an offensive hero, then they could really punish aSpera right now. The question is, who is it going to be? Maybe like a Morphling?
That would be reasonable, but maybe you could even just go aggressive with the sniper as the farming core inside that lane. Although it does leave them very squishy, I think that's also reasonable. I don't know. It's up to Power Rangers more than anything, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Aspera, they... Okay, that's not what I expected. I was just about to say Aspera, they have an okay amount of CC and stuns, but if Power Rangers were to grab someone like a Weaver or a Morphling, one of those super high mobility heroes, super high mobility carries, then Aspera would struggle to actually deal with that. Doom as the last pick. Well, I mean, they already have CC enough to handle the Storm Spirit. Doom is very, very good versus Omni Knight. You doom him, and most of your team is going to be reliant on the GA, the repels, the purifies to stay alive. But is this Doom going to get enough farm in this game? Again, there aren't really many safe places for Doom to be as far as the lanes are concerned.
Yeah, I expect this Doom to be thrown into the offlane, or into the jungle very quickly if he is going to be their offlaner. But it's also potentially a mid Doom up against the Storm Spirit. It's not a great lane for the Doom, but it's also not the worst.
Yeah, well, we'll see where this Doom actually does end up, and this is going to be a pretty rare hero to see, actually. I haven't seen a Doom in a hell of a long time. Had some believers in the chat the other day that said Caster Doom is the way to go, get Refresh Orb, and just Doom everyone. And we'll see if he wants to go for that one, but for right now, this is going to be game 3, guys. Aspera on the Radiant can be loading out into the lanes. They're going to send Hakon on the Mag up towards the top lane, Iceberg on the Storm Spirit mid, and then Apathy on the PA, Smiley on the Venge, and Captain Love on the Omni-Knight will be handling the tri-lane down towards bottom.
And on the Power Rangers side, currently in the offlane, Cheshire Cat's going to be playing the Beastmaster. Mid lane Doom, or actually Jungle Doom? I have no idea. Dishira's going to be playing on that hero one way or another. Skywrath Mage going to be handled by Jotum. Lion played by J4 and Axmo on the Sniper. Okay, safe lane farming Doom, it looks to be.
Yeah, and it seems like it's going to be maybe even dual lanes, or maybe 1.5 lanes as Lion, Skywrath Mage. Odds are going to be roaming around pretty heavily. Doom versus Magnus should be a fairly even lane. Doom has the Ring of Protection early on. Magnus has a little bit more regen, but not really going to affect the each other too much. It should be a pretty neutral lane there, but of course it's going to come down to Jotum and J4 to make some sort of plays. When you have 2 melee cores in lane, your lanes are going to suffer. Hakon's going to walk into a Hornet's Nest. He knew that the enemies were there. I don't know why he went in that direction. He's going to get a skewer up. 2 heroes on the high ground. Is that worth it, though? I think it probably is.
It's a really iffy situation. I mean, he got the playoff, and that's what he wanted to accomplish, but that was so ballsy. In the end, it is going to force out 200 gold from both the Lion and the Doom. They'll be forced to send TPs out to them. Can they camp this courier? I don't think so. It looks like that's going to be all she wrote.
I don't think I've seen a single team get the skewer up there and then camp the courier. Hakon is running his fastest towards that area, and I guess you could skewer them out of the TP. The chicken is going to get the delivery towards the Doom, and it's going to run into the Mag. Run, chicken, run. Oh, this chicken is so dead. Maybe? No, it's actually faster than the Mag. Well, either way, the chicken is going to leave the Lion up there high and dry, and Hakon is on guard duty for this game. Is this worth it? Probably not, right?
No, I think at this point he's zoned out the TP and delayed enough time to where I think they can just be happy knowing that the Lion's stuck there. Although he's sticking around, and to be fair, he wouldn't be getting that much out of this lane, but definitely a lot more. Actually, they've managed to get themselves 2 range creeps into this lane, so Magnus didn't lose that much experience for puppy guarding the Lion for that long.
And the chicken was holding on to 2 TPs. Did it deliver something else? Okay, TP on the Skywrath Mage. They will, in fact, get J4 off of that cliff. But Mag, even though he did end up giving First Blood there, the benefits that he got, forcing out 200 gold from the Power Rangers side, that pretty much mitigated the First Blood gold differential. Of course, the experience still goes to Power Rangers. Making the best out of a bad situation, I would say. You don't want to be making that play all the time, but when you're going to die, it's definitely better than nothing. And Mag's going to resume to the top lane, business as normal there, and it's going to be a hard lane for him. But down towards bottom in the meantime, PA is getting a free roll. There's no one in the lane versus her, and while Cheshire Cat might occasionally show up, he can't really do that much.
Yeah, with a point in the aura and a point into the beast. It's again a game that we see Inner Beast gotten at level 2. I'm really not a big fan of this build, especially on offlane Beastmaster. I don't think it offers you that much, but Regardless, I don't think anything else would have changed that fact. Hakan is going to be trading blows with a hasted Jotum. In the end, it looks like that's going to be pretty moot. But the big winners of that exchange with the Magnus are probably the PA and the Storm Spirit, as they haven't had to deal with any support rotations.
Yeah, speaking of that Storm, he's leading the Sniper just narrowly, not crushing the lane by any means, but he has the bottle already up, and as long as he's under no pressure, then once he hits level 6, he can apply some serious pressure to Axmo, who so far has not gotten much help from his allies. He is going to get rotation in from Jotum, is going to intercept a very slow courier, and it's going to be Power Rangers to get the first courier kill of the game. Not what you would expect when Power Rangers were going to get their courier sniped or had danger of their courier being sniped previously, but Storm Spirit is now without bottle, and that's going to happen for another 2 minutes. That is bad.
Yeah, very bad, I must say. It's really awkward to crow the courier before 3 minutes, and very greedy to do so as well. And if you are going to, I think on the Radiant side, you probably want to send it around these trees instead. Just going straight down the lane when there's support missing is just so risky, and he is going to be punished because of it.
Well, Iceberg should still be more or less fine versus Axmo, especially since he has Smiley right around the corner. Magic Missile and Wave of Terror both available, but Axmo sitting on the bottom end is keeping himself pretty safe right now. They need to get a pull on the Sniper, but pull's only level 1, so it doesn't even last that long. Vengeful Spirit is not going to get much going here, and Axmo is going to be fine. Just keep handling the lane as is. So, well, it's going to be an interesting laning stage, to say the least, with a couple heroes getting clipped, Courier getting sniped. It is Power Rangers to take a slight lead because of the weird things that have happened, but the PA and the Storm Spirit free farming, is going to mean that their farm is, well, going to be right on track for the mid and late game. And so far, Power Rangers haven't really made any rotations to stop that. Lion and Scarlet Mage just chilling.
Yeah. Even so, the Doom is also happily farming away, as he probably will for the rest of this game. He's going to get himself a pretty fast hand to Midas, even after backing off for Boots and Basilius first. Bottom rune spot, there's going to be a little bit of traded blows between Cheshire Cat and the Omni Knight, but nothing that actually sticks. This Beastmaster isn't getting that much. Or actually, he's gotten level 4.
Iceberg, though, going to get jumped by Jotum. 2 layers of shrapnel, very easily done kill there for the Power Rangers side. Scarlet Mage, really all you need versus someone like Storm Spirit pre-level 6, even when he does get level 6. Scarlet Mage, if he does prioritize the seal with his leveling and Sniper is able to get the assassination off, then it's going to be pretty easily done there. We haven't really seen these Storm Spirits get off to much of a start, but down towards bottom, Cheshire Cat, he summons the boar, he walks off to the left, and now he's going to run into Magic Missile as well as that Midas Armor. Apathy's already going to lay into him with the Purify. They will get that kill very easily. J4 coming in, but the Repel is there, and PA will be A-okay.
And they force out 2 TPs from both of the supports, although this isn't going to be punished that much, as the Doom's still pretty capable in lane up against the Magnus, although Dichiro's dropped low. I don't think there's any threat of him dying, as Khan doesn't have any further mana, but still, it's going to be a nice pick off for aSpera, putting them on the board.
And more TPs going towards the bottom lane, actually. Scarlet Mage is hanging around for a little bit, but it's just going to be Cheshire Cat returning. Apathy, as he does get more levels, is going to make it more and more difficult for Cheshire Cat to stick in this lane, who is going to get a point in axes. He could have 2 points in axes right now. I'm with you with this Inner Beast build. I like it in mid lane, because you typically sit in the lane a lot more, but when you're in off lane, you're not going to be in the lane all that often. And Apathy, he's going to jump in once again, gets a crit as well as a Purify. Magic Missile a little bit late, but it doesn't matter because Cheshire Cat is dead to the hammer blow of Captain Love. This bottom lane, if we didn't already say it, it's really bad for the Beastmaster. But speaking of bad lanes, Magnus is going to lose his head to an Assassinate. Does, once again, cliff J4 though, but this time he has a Flying Courier and he will be able to get to safety.
Yeah, this is a lot less influential than the first cliffing, although it's nice to cost them a little bit of gold. Not worth it for that contention of the rune again. Stormster is going to go over to the sidelines and try to spot out the Lion, but he's long since TP'd out. Unfortunate for Iceberg, would have been a pretty clean kill.
And he's actually in a little bit of trouble right now. Skywrath Mage from the left, Axmo from the right. He will ball lightning up to the high ground before the Ancient Seal can connect, and Storm Spirit will live because of it. Very narrow escape there, but they're not done in the mid lane. Iceberg just got aggressed upon. Now he has a chance to turn things around. There's an Omni Knight and a Vengeful Spirit right around the corner, and Iceberg has a level 2 pull. Not exactly the greatest, but you know what? It's better than nothing. Axmo is... I think he's still in the dark right now. Ball lightning in, gets the pull. Can they Magic Missile him? It's going to be close, and they will. Purify damage as well, and Axmo is guaranteed to fall. No, okay, wait. Yes, he is guaranteed to fall. Captain Love bailing out a little bit early there, but they do take out the Sniper, and though it does cost Storm Spirit his entire mana pool, totally worth it, and it's not really going to hurt the apathy either. He's comfortable in this lane without his supports.
Yeah, level 7 Phantom Assassin against a level 5 Beastmaster. The Doom has not completed his Midas, actually. Went back for a bottle, interestingly enough, on Ditcherize. Delayed this Midas timing by quite a bit.
He did drop low quite a few times. Maybe he figures better just keep myself healthy and guarantee my farm with Devour than just try to rush up the Midas that might get punished. It's a safe play, and you can't really blame him for going for such a safe play. But up towards top, Hakon is going to get hit with the Hex, and he's going to get doomed. No Skewer available. They should have enough damage to chase down this Mag, unless there's some sick jukes and the tower does a lot of work. But Mag is doomed to fall. In the meantime, Treasure Cat also falls. It's an even 1-for-1.
Yeah, both of the offlaners are going to take a spill, and the killing potential in these lanes is pretty high. The Scarth Mage is going to soak a little bit of experience down towards bottom, so he does benefit a little bit. And the Doom dropped a lot lower than anybody from aSpera, really. Now Storm Spirit coming in, going to easily snipe that kill, tipping the scales in the favor of aSpera.
Well, 5-4 aSpera are still working with a free farming Phantom Assassin. Helm of Dominator picked up for her, though nothing dominated. Well, she did dominate something. I have no idea where it is, but you could actually grab a boar pretty easily, and, well, that's just going to be another slow that the Beastmaster has to deal with. Pretty sweet options there for a Phantom Assassin, but Hakon, even though he did die, is back towards the mid lane now, is closing in on his level 6, and of course Iceberg is doing quite a bit for his team, being 2-1-0. Level 8 Storm Spirit got under a little bit of pressure, but really not enough. And though Power Rangers are doing pretty decently with Axmo, I just don't know if this sniper is going to be able to deliver enough when he's up against the Phantom Assassin who could farm so quickly. They're going to go for Hakon one more time, though. With a Shrapnel Assassinate, Hakon's going to lose his life for the 15th time. That's actually 4 deaths for him. And Captain Love Smiley coming in way too late.
Yeah, even if they were there, there's not a lot that they can do to save him, unless it's the Omni Knight coming in first. With a Purification and Repel, they can save the Magnus's life, but still, it's not the end of the world. Mag is still getting decent levels, although is getting eclipsed by Cheshire Cat, since he has been left in this lane alone against the Phantom Assassin. And even though he can't kill the PA or stop her from farming, he's now sitting on that roar, and level 3 into the Call of the Wild. Inside mid lane, there's going to be a jump onto the sniper. They're going to be able to blow him up. They will look for a roar, catches out Captain Love, but a defensive swap and a little bit more space bought. It looks like Cheshire Cat's going to be the one to fall. They doom up Iceberg, but is the damage there to follow it up? They're body blocking him a little bit and start right-clicking him down as Iceberg is man-fighting with Purification. He's not even going to die. The best they can hope for is to deny here onto Iceberg. Iceberg is going to be dropped down to deny range, but does die to the axes of Cheshire Cat as he mops up that mega kill spree, 1 for 3, and it might not be over yet, although the apathy slowed down by these boars can't go anywhere at 252 movement speed.
Man, Storm Spirit not fearing the Doom. Just, yeah, he can't ball lightning around, but he still has that Purify from right behind him. Omni Knight with level 3 in that skill did a ton of damage. I believe that was a 2-man offensive Purification, not to mention the heal. Maybe it was 3. Didn't quite get perfect vision there, but the Storm Spirit was able to man-fight it out, and Doom, as your primary core farmer, doesn't actually do that much damage. Like, he's able to keep up and do damage if he's not under pressure, but as far as man-fight is concerned, just not big enough for a fight like that. So aSpera leading off to an 8-6 advantage. Even with Roar being used there, what was really lacking in that entire exchange was the Mystic Flare. If you get a Roar Mystic Flare, that's pretty much a guaranteed kill outside of swaps or repels, which, you know, is quite a lot to deal with. But without any of that, without a chance for any of that, there's not much kill potential there for Power Rangers once they lose their sniper, once Sniper's out of commission.
Magnus does have his level 6, but then again, so does J4, and it looks like Magnus is in a heap of trouble. With the Mask of Madness activated from Axmo, they'll hex up Hakan, although the Storm Spirit is going to zip on straight onto the sniper. Hakan is going to get purified up and will survive for a little bit longer, turns for the RP, and they'll be able to kill off 2 as Iceberg mops up both of those kills.
Oh man, what a trap from aSpera. They jump right onto the sniper, but at the same time, Captain Love peels off and heals Hakon so that the Lion can't even get the kill. Didn't have enough mana for Finger Death either, which for sure would have gotten that, but instead they just fell short. Over towards mid, Power Rangers looking to make it an even trade. They have vision on the apathy, but she gets into the trees, and that roar, even if it did land, wouldn't have been able to do that much. Now they're going to swap back Treasure Cat. Mystic Flare is there, but Purify will prevent most of that damage, and now Iceberg has arrived as well. They'll take out the Beastmaster, and Power Rangers, all credit to them, they're doing what they have to do. They're looking for these kills with the roar. It's just not working out correctly because aSpera, their heroes are seemingly everywhere. It doesn't feel like they have 5 heroes. It feels like they have 7 or 8.
Yeah, Smiley as well as Captain Love have been in the right spot on both the Omni Knight and the Venge, and this defensive support combination is pretty ridiculous, and they do a decent amount of damage to top it all out. The sniper is going to go over to the sidelines, farms over at the small camp, but that's going to be his undoing as he hits a couple of lane creeps, showing himself as Axmo gets blown up by aSpera with a little bit of purification help from Captain Love. Back up to a dominating spree. Even after losing his life, 9-2-0, the Storm almost has an Orchid.
And at the same time, closer to the Dire base, but still in the jungle, they jumped the line with the Apathy, as well as Smiley. Doom still here, is going to get the Midas off, but that might be his undoing, because there's a big crit waiting for him. Gets Doom, but Iceberg is here because he seems like he's everywhere. Jotum is going to take quite a bit of damage just from random right clicks, and Doom got absolutely smashed there. Phantom Assassin's going to shrug that Doom off like it's nothing, because she has Helm of the Dominator. And Power Rangers, they're just getting eaten alive. The mobility right now from aSpera is outrageous, and it could even get stronger as Hakon slowed down for the Arcane Boots. Not going to rush straight up Blink, doesn't even have Empower yet. The late game of aSpera is still stronger than that of Power Rangers, and we're not even close to being anywhere near there yet, but aSpera is still dominating with Phantom Assassin 1-0-5.
Yeah, 4,000 advantage in net worth and even greater in experience, upwards of 7,000 in that metric. They're really doing a lot of work, and it's going to take a lot to get Power Rangers back into this game, and I think it's going to be off the back of Smoke Ganks once they have Roar and Doom available again. But really, it's just kind of a waiting game until Ditchy can come online. After getting the Midas, he hasn't picked up anything.
Man, this is going to be a rough game for Power Rangers to recover from. They, again, have this awkward core Doom who's just not doing anything, and he's going to try to farm, but suddenly a million aSpera heroes in the cover of smoke. Who do they want to go for? They're going to go for their target they can actually see. It's Cheshire Cat. They're going to do a lot of damage to him, and they will maybe lose Smiley, but no, the Repel will keep him alive. Captain Love also going to take a Finger of Death, but he'll get his Guardian Angel off. He will die to the Assassinate, but Ditchy Ra is also going to fall. It's a 4-for-1 trade. And this Omni Knight, man, this Omni Knight is working so incredibly well for aSpera. He's blocking everything. He's healing up everyone. And Apathy, Iceberg, Hakon, they all walk away from that fight at more than half HP. And Power Rangers get absolutely mopped. Granted, it was them getting initiated upon, but aSpera, they're applying a steady stream of unstoppable pressure.
To add insult to injury, the Vengeful Spirit also got the Tranquil Boots from the Beastmaster, who dropped them as he was jungling. And that's backbreaking, really. He needs every bit of gold he can get. Now Cheshire Cat is so far behind.
I don't think I've seen this ever happening to anyone not Axe, because normally heroes don't drop their boots to jungle, or normally heroes that would get Tranquil Boots aren't the ones to jungle except for that Axe. But now Cheshire Cat he's like barely ahead of his Lion. That is just, I don't even have words. That sucks. That sucks, man.
It really does, and at this point aSpera have such a commanding lead in this game. Power Rangers, they do have some tools that will allow them to get kills, but unless they dump everything into a single hero, I'm not sure they can kill off. And Ditchy Ra, he gets blown up. Storm Spirit is going to put that Orchid to good use, and it's a godlike spree for Iceberg.
It feels like Iceberg just has more mana than Storm Spirits should have at this stage. Granted, he is level 12, 15 minutes in, which is ridiculously above the norm, but it always seems like he has mana. He's always there, and with that Orchid, with one Arcane Boot, two Arcane Boots on his side, he's getting quite a bit of extra regen. He'll go straight for this top lane tower with the rest of his team. Maybe Power Rangers get an even trade here, and at this point, if you're Power Rangers, you're very happy to take even tower trades, but man, maybe they're just trying to bait someone in right now. They have a Hawk right over, so they will know if anyone TPs in. They see the Apathy, but Apathy sees the bird. No secrets here for either side. Apathy going to man up, though. Charging forward, going to grab a boar, because why not? But the rest of Power Rangers, they're going to converge onto Smiley's. Instantly getting hexed up. RP on the back line, though, is going to catch 3. Here comes Storm Spirit. Skewer back as well, and that's GG before they're even dead. Hakon with the surprise Blink Dagger is going to hit Power Rangers so hard that they're going to get knocked out of the game.
What a game number 3 coming out from aSpera. Their lineup was really tight. I loved their draft, and they play it so very well. That's going to propel them into a victory in this series and straight into the MLG Pro League for season number 6. It's not over for Power Rangers. They're still going to be fighting for that slot, but my goodness, that was such a game.
aSpera, this game was so dominant, and as the admin said, congratulations to aSpera for making it into the MLG Pro League. It's a well-won game, 16 minutes of absolute dominance. Power Rangers, they still have a chance. They're going to drop down to losers, and I don't think they have an opponent just yet, but if they win the next 2 matches, then they're going to be joining aSpera. So, yeah, not done yet here.
Well, thanks for watching. If you like the casting, you can follow us on HeflaTV, here on Twitch, at Twitter, Facebook, and all that jazz. I've been GrandisV, and he's Mikelorus. You can find us under those names pretty much everywhere. But for the evening, that rounds us out for the Dota action here on HeflaTV 1, and, well, hope to see you in the near future. Congratulations to aSpera, and hope to see you soon.